Hi, I'm Susie.
And I'm Randall.
And this is Before the Hangover.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Before the Hangover, the podcast where me and Susie talk about our crazy lives and this freaking crazy time. Anyways, this is what are we doing?
Are you mocking me again?
No, I'm just half lit because I got myself a nice
bang.
drink. Yeah, I got myself a Bang, a Piña Colada Bang. 0 calories. You get your basic amino acids, your potassium,
Randall.
and there's a little bit of creatine in it. So we're half lit on Bang, baby. Bang, sponsor me.
Randall is still trying to get sponsored by Bang, if you guys are wondering.
Yeah, and it's going great. It's going great. So anyways.
I am getting lit.
What did you make for yourself?
Today, I made a French 75. Who is this recommended by?
This was recommended by, hold on, let me bring up my notes. This is recommended by Randy Mac 61.
And who is that?
It's my dad.
It's Randall's dad.
My dad recommended this.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald, for this recommendation. This drink is dangerous. I say this every single week, and it reminds me of last week where you'd kind of take a drink, like beer or champagne. This one's always champagne, but you know how last week we did the Mexican sunrise?
Yes, I remember.
Okay, so this one you take champagne, you add gin to it, which again, dangerous, and then you add some lemon, sugar, and you shake it all up with some ice and pour it into a champagne glass. And oh my gosh, I feel bougie.
You feel bougie?
I feel so bougie. It's sparkly. It's delicious. You don't really taste it. It's just dangerous. It tastes so good.
Yeah, and that's kind of funny because the French you don't really think of as dangerous. but they are.
And this drink was named, right, after the French 75 millimeter field gun?
Yes, it was named after the gun that helped them win the war, the World War I, the first one. The prequel to World War II.
The prequel.
Not as interesting, but it really set up for the next one.
It really, it really did.
It was a really good setup.
It came in with it was powerful, just like this freaking drink.
Yeah.
So we did some research on it.
Yeah, we did a little bit of research on the French 75 cocktail.
I only found a few things about it. I found that it first appeared in the early 1900s during the Prohibition.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, interesting fact, Queen Victoria's son, the Prince of Wales, it's his favorite drink. Yeah. So I feel so sophisticated. I feel like a freaking prince.
Traitor. He's actually a traitor. How dare the French...
Yeah.
Prince of Wales, like French 75. Here's something that we learned. So it's called a French 75 here. Over in France, it's just called the 75. And the way that they pronounce it is, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like, what was it? It was like
I don't remember.
I don't know how to say it, but it's pretty much 70. But when you go look it up, it's also 60. 60 and 70 is the same word. And then they're
French,
like,
what the heck?
Yeah, and they say that it pretty much translates to 60 plus 10 is 70. So France... Get it together. Yeah, get your numbers together.
Come on.
Yeah,
We're all doing it one way, and you guys are like, no, these are the same. 60 plus 10.
I don't get
the same word.
Why would they do that? Like, you go 10, 20, 30, 40. Why not just say 20, and then 30 is 20 plus 10, and 40 is 20 plus 20, and... You know?
Oh, they don't do that?
No, they go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60 plus 10, 80, 90.
No.
Yeah. Like, they're just weird.
That's hilarious.
Now, no hate on the French. Not at all. But you guys aren't known for math, I guess, right?
I don't know.
What are the French known for?
The French 75.
Known for their guns, their drinks.
Pastries.
And their baguettes. Their croissant.
Oh my gosh, I just, started feeling Hamilton in my soul when you said that. I don't know why. That got really... That was
Lafayette?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, too bad they didn't have a French 75 back then because they lost a lot. They're actually known for losing.
Wow. Well, so that got depressing.
But as soon as they won, they named a drink after it, and now we drink it, and Prince of Wales likes it.
And Prince of Wales likes it.
And
Randall's dad likes it. And I now like it because I'm a bougie prince drinking it.
Yeah. And I'm drinking a Bang, Piña Colada. And this is actually named after a gun as well because guns go bang. Yeah.
All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
To Before the Hangover.
Oh. God, it just never gets old.
Oh, it's so
really
good.
Everyone should try Bang. But
I'm almost done with this drink.
You're almost done?
Well, I'm going to drink it really fast.
Yeah.
It's really good. I love how your dad recommended this drink, and my family listened to our podcast for the very first time over the weekend.
Yeah.
My whole family went on a trip, and they binged all of our podcast episodes, and they came back, and they're like, you and Randall are funny. I was like, thanks, Mom and Dad, for finally listening to my podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Susie's family for finally paying attention to her.
And as your parents listen to probably every episode, I love it.
Yeah, it's because I mentioned them a lot. You don't mention your family a lot. See, I mention my family a lot, so they have to stay up to date.
Yeah, they're like, what has Randall said? So this is this podcast, Mom and Dad, we're gonna talk about you and all the. I'm finally talking about you, okay?
Yeah,
and all the trauma you've caused me.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about how they traumatized you, how both of us kind of have similar childhoods growing up.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about birth order, right?
We're going to talk about everything about childhood. This was recommended by...
This is recommended by Alexander Hamilton. No, Alexander Labastida 6942.
Nice.
I could have said 6,942, but I said 6942 because I think that's how he wanted me to say it.
Oh, yeah. Especially, like, emphasizing 69.
Yeah, 100%. For sure. So we're talking about our childhood.
Our childhood.
Yeah. Was yours good?
Yeah. I guess. It was actually... No, it was good. I had a really good upbringing.
I loved my childhood because it made me who I am today, and I love who I am right now, and that's all because of my childhood, whether it was good or bad.
I love that energy.
Thank you. It's the bang.
It's the bang. So I genuinely think the best thing about my childhood was my siblings and having them.
Your siblings?
My siblings.
You got some good siblings.
Yeah.
I got some good siblings.
I mean, don't you agree with that? So Randall and I both are from a family of 5.
Yes, we are.
We're both number 2s.
Yes, we are.
They're the best. And what?
And we're both women. Yeah.
We're both women.
Yeah.
And yeah, growing up with a big family is amazing. I feel like some people, I don't know, some people might disagree, but I loved it.
I loved it too. I think my siblings are awesome because I made my siblings awesome.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was all up to me. And I think I did a good job.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents didn't really raise us. I raised my parents.
Wow. You had a lot on your plate.
I had a lot on my plate, but I took it bite by bite, and soon enough, the plate was clean.
Stupid.
It's so good. It's so good, it made me... I paid my rent on time. What was the quote? There was a quote when we were looking
I paid my rent on time?
There was this quote from the guy who started the French 75, like the first critic of it, and he said he drank one and immediately paid his rent.
I love that.
And so that's now a saying. Let's bring that saying back.
Yeah, let's bring that saying back.
Yeah.
So I drank one and I immediately paid my rent.
Yeah, so if you like something, you say, I had it once and then I immediately paid my rent.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're bringing back this quote from the 1900s.
Yeah.
From Alexander
Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton once said.
Facts. Facts. No cap. Bang energy.
No cap.
So you liked your childhood. Mm-hmm. You were second born. Do we want to talk about birth order and how we think that's significant?
Yeah. So we asked on our Instagram things we should talk about on this podcast, and there was a lot of things asking about like our childhood. We also got one asking how Randall and I met, and we've known each other for a while, but we recently started talking over quarantine, and something that we both resonated with, somehow it came up that we were both number 2s out of 5s. And do you remember this? We had this like long conversation about just like who we are, and like, I don't know, we just like really resonated with. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. That's kind of like what we always do. We always talk about who we are.
Who we are. And we hashtag own it.
Yeah.
So, and then I started like freaking out because I know other families of 5s. I feel like, do you guys know that? My family's always friends with other families of 5s. I don't know if that's weird or not.
That's kind of weird.
Like, I literally know 3 other families
that are families of 5.
Yeah.
My dad's the youngest of 5.
Oh.
So I know that. And my mom's a number 2.
Really?
2 out of 3.
Wow.
So that's why I love my mom so much. Hashtag, hey mom.
He has to bring her into every episode.
Yeah, I have to bring her into every episode.
But either way, so once Randall and I started talking about being number 2s of 5s, I started looking at other families of 5s I know. And I was like, I am really like these other twos. Like, I get along with all of them. Like, I'm the closest to the number twos out of all of these families.
Yeah.
And so we were thinking about it. We looked up some middle children facts, try to find number two facts, but it was a little bit difficult.
Yeah, well, let's go through birth order just in general, like personality traits and their birth order. Because a lot of these, I think people will agree with. I'm bringing up an image. So it says that firstborns are usually perfectionists, achievers, leaders, bossy, responsible, motivated, conscientious, controlled. Shut up. I was a middle child, so they didn't teach me how to speak very well.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Jeez. They're
cautious and reliable. Middle children or middleborn.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Does that fit Maddie?
It definitely fits Maddie. Maddie is my older sister. Yeah, she's an overachiever. She's a perfectionist. She was a little bit bossy growing up.
Yeah, that's my brother Drew too. He was like always followed the rules.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Until he got a little bit older, he became more rebellious. But growing up, he was definitely firstborn.
Yeah, I think a lot of firstborns kind of have that.
Yeah. Go into middle.
Okay, so then we get to lastborns. I forgot middleborns.
Per usual.
Yeah.
We always get forgotten.
I did that on purpose as a joke.
Oh my, did you really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So middleborns, it says they're adaptable, they're independent, go-between, people pleasers, can be rebellious, feels left out, peacemaker, social, and sexiest one in the family. Now, the last one is weird because I think that's true for both of us.
I think that is true.
Every second born I know, sexiest one in the family.
100%.
For sure.
I mean, why do you think I'm friends with them?
Yeah, exactly.
Only because they're hot.
Yeah. Looks are everything, and don't let anyone tell you differently. Everybody knows that.
I feel like that one is actually really accurate. Like, growing up, my mom used to always say to me, don't be selfish. Help out, things like that. And I was always like helping with whatever the frick was going on at my house. So, and naturally, I'm such a people pleaser. I just want, I would just do whatever, go with the flow, try and be the peacemaker of the family. So I feel like that one actually really fits me.
Yeah, I love pleasing people. My mom used to, they always said I was the peacemaker, compromiser. I didn't really get in any fights with my siblings.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, because you kind of are bossed by the firstborn, and then you kind of have to take care of the younger one.
You're just like a
You're
peacemaker.
not really a person.
Really?
You're just like there.
You're really not.
Yeah.
I mean, my family goes boy, girl, which is me, and then boy, girl, girl. So like my two brothers, I'm in the middle of them. They would always be fighting. My other brother and my sister would always be fighting. So I was always just like thrown in the middle, like the peacemaker, like, hey guys, calm down, kind of thing.
Wow, it sounds like your family had a lot of problems.
No, it was actually a blast. No, it was a blast.
But you know what? I think that is a difference between me and you because you had an older brother, and then you're obviously a girl, and then so I think you had to like take care of your siblings more because you were a girl. I have an older sister, and then there's me. My older sister kind of took care of everybody.
Really?
So that pressure wasn't really on me.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about lastborns real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
Lastborns, they're social, they're charming, outgoing. It says uncomplicated, manipulative, seeks attention, self-centered, fun.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I think that too. And then the only child is confident, responsible, perfectionist.
Why are you laughing?
Center of attention, mature for their age, seek approval, sensitive, and also a leader. So they're kind of like a firstborn and a lastborn.
Yeah.
Combined. Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Right. Because
it totally does.
They are all of that.
Right. So this is something I wanted to bring up. People wanted to hear childhood stories and what it was like growing up. And when I had two brothers, I was always interested, Randall, in what it was with you having an older sister. But my brothers growing up would always like try and get me to play with them. So we would always like, they would set out camps outside and I would like camp out there overnight. We would play like cops and robbers and I would just get tackled and they would like try and tackle me and stuff. So I grew up being like really tough. I would do like BMX riding with them and wrestling and all this stuff, being in between two brothers.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because you had an older sister. So did she make you do like dress up?
Yeah. Yeah. She used to make us dress up. I think it's the reason why a lot of people think I'm gay or feminine in a lot of ways.
Really?
Because I like theater.
Oh yeah, you're a theater kid.
I'm a theater kid.
I forgot about that.
My sister, she made us, we had this character called Ashley. Okay. My sister would dress either me or my little brother Jordan up as this character Ashley, and me and him would fight over which dress or which rollerblades we got to wear. And a lot of the time Jordan got to wear the pink rollerblades and I didn't, and that would make me very upset. And I'd get very emotional.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you pink rollerblades for your birthday.
I don't want it now. I want those pink ones because that was Ashley.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, there's a lot of pictures of me in like
girl outfits.
Yeah, girl outfits. Yeah.
Versus like all the pictures of me from when I was, I think like 6 to 10. I'm covered in mud. I would like steal my brother's shoes and like gym shorts and t-shirts. I was like the biggest tomboy ever. It's kind of hilarious. And then there's you in dresses and pink rollerblades.
Yeah. Because
I love it.
Because you got to adapt to your environment.
Yeah.
You know? So that another trait that second-born children have is that they are under more educational stress. Did you feel this growing up?
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. That's actually so interesting.
Yeah.
Which I think maybe ties back to being people pleasers. And because my whole life I just tried to like please my parents. Like it was weird. I was very, a peacemaker, but I also did things by the book. Like I was like, okay, I'm going to go to school. I like never ditched school. I like tried to get really good grades, things like that. But my parents always said I was more of a firstborn, actually. Ah. Like me and my brother kind of were both like firstborns. So I wonder if that is different. I don't know. What about you?
Weird. I definitely was more, they were definitely harder on me education wise, I think.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, what did you think I meant?
I don't know. I think I just meant like me personally, like how I was on myself.
Oh yeah, well I was pretty hard on myself too, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder why compared to the firstborn.
I think because the firstborn, the parents are kind of hard on them to like be this way, but if they aren't that way, then it goes down to you, and it's like, hey, you need to really step up.
Yeah.
Or also, if the firstborn is doing really good, you have to match that standard.
Right.
They're setting the standard. Whereas I think the youngest child is kind of like, well,
whatever.
He's himself. But one of the things I think is interesting is that the secondborn kind of has like an identity crisis. Because they're not the firstborn and they're not. And so it seems like education or other friends, or they got to find their niche, or I said that right?
Niche.
Yeah. You got to find your niche or your niche.
No, not niche.
Yeah, I got a niche back.
Back.
So you got to find your niche, and and a lot of times it's through other things. It's not like a lot of times secondborns don't know who they are.
Yeah, that is very true actually, because growing up, I definitely would. School was the thing I thrived at, and I was very quote unquote book smart. So my parents would always make jokes like, you're book smart, but you're not street smart. But either way, my older brother, I love him to death. Drew, I love you. He probably doesn't listen to this podcast. But he never continued on with education. He graduated high school and was like, screw it, I'm joining the army, and he left. But in high school, I did pretty well. And my parents put a lot of pressure on me. They're like, you have to go to college. Like, you have to be the one to finish college, So I definitely did get that.
Yeah.
Especially when they saw me succeed. Once I kind of picked school to be my quote unquote thing, they really pushed me.
Because you're the only one.
Yeah. I'm literally the only one in my entire family that goes to college.
That's interesting because also in this article they said that the secondborn is most likely to not go to college.
Oh, really? Because of all the stress?
Yeah, they said that because they get all their education and they're like, no, I'm gonna go do my own thing, because usually the firstborn goes to college.
Oh.
And so they're very much like, no.
You didn't go to college.
I didn't. Yeah.
So you resonate with that.
Yeah, I resonate. This article is actually all about me.
Randall actually wrote this article.
Yeah. I think. See, my family was, I think, more strict on me. You said that you didn't break a lot of the rules. I think I was like the best kid for my family.
Really?
I was the best kid.
Do you mean like you didn't break the rules, but you kind of did?
I didn't break the rules.
Oh, at all?
I hardly broke the rules. I was like the cover up. I got in trouble. This is what my family did. I got in trouble for covering up what my siblings did. because I wouldn't tattle on them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do it, and I would get the same punishment.
Really?
Yeah.
So did you start telling?
No.
On your siblings?
No, I just kept taking it.
Wow.
Taking it because I was made in Christ's image, and so he took it, so now I take it.
You turned the other cheek.
Yeah, I just kept turning my other cheek. Yeah, so, and I'd get grounded the same as them.
Wow.
Yeah. Some of my siblings would do illegal things.
Illegal?
Yeah, I don't want to say what it is, but let's just say, they were snorting Pop Rocks and stuff, and...
So illegal.
But they got grounded for doing that. The same punishment I got for not doing my math homework.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
And my parents were like, "Well, we hold you to a different standard." They were like, "You not doing math homework on your standards is them doing snorting Pop Rocks."
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, it kind of makes me feel like a goody two-shoe. And I definitely deserve the Ashley skates because I was the nicest and the best. Mm-hmm. But also, it makes me feel sad for my siblings that my mom and dad were like, yeah, that they're kind of stupid. It was like, yeah, and we know that you're a big wuss and you would never do that stuff. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
My family kind of did the same thing too. Our grounding and punishments were very different, and I remember my brother would get away with so many other things like curfew. Mm-hmm. And I remember getting grounded for 2 weeks and I had my car and I was just out past 10 p.m. and I came home and it was one of the first times I blew up on my parents, and I was like, what the heck, this isn't fair, and all this stuff. And they're like, it's not about fairness, or fairness doesn't mean it's equal. And they would always punish me the same when my brothers would do something way worse. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry, I came home at 10:30 instead of 11 when I'm 17 years old. Yeah. So they did the same thing to me. I would always get punished for the weirdest things. You kind of get punished more.
We were talking about this. Did you get spanked?
Did you get spanked? Yes. Yeah. A lot. Not me personally. Yeah. Luckily. I think that's also probably why I grew up trying to people please them, because I'm like, I don't want to get spanked. But we had spanking sticks. It was this hard leather stick. And it hurts. It would leave welts. That's
that's the point.
Literally child abuse.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
In the Bible it says to spank your kid with a rod, and so if you're not doing that, you're getting off easy.
Are you gonna spank your kids?
Am I gonna spank my kids?
I'm not.
Well, first off, I have to have kids.
That's true.
Secondly, I would spank them. And really? I would spank them in front of people. I'd make other people watch.
Ew.
Yeah. And I'd be like, that's so you aggressive. Did this. You made this awkward. Child.
Yeah. You don't even call them their name.
I'm having 2 kids.
Okay.
I've already determined, and I'm naming them Shits and Giggles. One is named Shits and one is named Giggles. And the reason is so that I can be like, I went to Chuck E. Cheese today just for Shits and Giggles.
Oh my God, that's the one reason.
That's the only reason, and they have to live with that.
Wow.
And also, if they disobey me, I'm spanking them in front of other people.
What did you get spanked with?
I got spanked with the hand of God. My dad would spank us with his hand, and sometimes my mom had a spatula or a paddle. And she would spank us with that. Did
you guys ever, beg to have one or the other spank you?
Oh, I begged for my mom to spank me. I was like, Mama, I had a bad day today. Can you spank me? I was naughty today.
Ew.
And then my dad would walk in and be like, what the hell is happening?
Oh my God. Your poor
Not
parents.
Again, Randall.
Randall, what have I told you?
Not again, Randall.
Yeah, my mom was always so nice with spanking. And my dad, it was we unleashed the devil.
Yeah? Did you hit hard?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This one time he, missed, and I probably literally shouldn't say this.
Say it.
One time he, missed my butt, and he hit my legs, and I literally got a huge welt on the back of my leg.
On the back of your leg?
Yeah, because I tried to run away, and he's like, that's why you shouldn't fight it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's true.
But I would always beg my mom. I'm like, Mom, can you please spank me this time? Because she would just give me a little pat and be like, don't do that.
Well, I mean, the dad kind of has to hit harder than the mom. Otherwise, the kids are going to be like, no respect for daddy.
Yeah. But I'm not spanking my kids. I don't freaking care. Not happening.
Why not?
There's other ways you can punish your child besides physical abuse.
Psychological? I think that's worse.
No, put them in a timeout. Explain to them why it's wrong.
Teach anything.
Here's the thing. I don't remember what I did to get spanked. I just remember it frickin' hurting. I feel like it doesn't teach you anything. Genuinely.
That's your parents' fault.
Like, do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. I can remember every single instance.
Oh.
Because it was hard, and they talked about it, and then I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
what we've learned really is that Susie's childhood sucks because her parents were hard. It's okay. They're not going to listen to this podcast.
Yeah, it's true. They're really not. So, you know what? Let's just keep going off about my parents.
Just kidding. Susie's parents are amazing. I love them, and please don't hate me. What else? Oh, yeah. I got spanked one time for stealing a jelly bean.
What?
One jelly bean.
What?
Yeah. This we were at Safeway, and you know how like, shout out to Safeway. Safeway's great. And you know how like there's like the candy section.
Yeah.
And there's like you put the bags in.
That's not a Safeway.
Yeah, they have it at Safeway too.
No way. Like a candy store type of thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or they did back in the day.
Okay.
Maybe it wasn't at Safeway. You know what? Never
really
mind.
like
no shout out to Safeway.
You're talking about like a movie theater, like candy store type of thing.
No, but they also have like grocery stores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe it was an Albertsons. Maybe it was a Smith's.
Maybe it was a Ralph's.
Yeah, Ralph's.
We don't have those.
It was probably an Aldi's. And I went and I ate one. I took one.
Okay.
And my dad knew that I did it, and he questioned me. He said, "What did you just do?" And I said, "Nothing." And he said,
Randall?
"Did you eat one of those jelly beans?" And I said, "No." And then Jordan, who was right next to me.
You said that. And then Jordan.
He also took one, and then he said, "Yes." So then my dad was like, "Okay, well, when we get home, you're getting 2 spankings, Randall, because
you lied."
Because you lied. And I was like, I actually liked it because it was the first time he acknowledged me. And and so we got home and he spanked me so hard. Mm-hmm. My dad to this day said he feels bad for how hard he spanked me.
Oh.
He hit me so hard that I yelled, "You could have killed me."
Oh my god.
I yelled, "You could have killed me." Now, here's the best part. I've never stolen since.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Really?
Yeah. And my dad made us go back and go to the manager. I had to earn $5, which was a lot back then.
Yeah.
Because of inflation and stuff. That was a lot of money back then.
No, I got like 25 cents a week for chores.
Yeah. So I show up and the manager was like, "What'd you do?" And my dad was like, "Tell him what you did." And I was like, "I stole a jelly bean." And the manager was like, "Cool." And my dad was like, "So he should have to pay for it." He was like, "Oh, right. You should have to pay for that." And then I gave him a $5 bill and he was like, That's like for 2 pounds of jelly beans." My dad was like, "Just take it." And I just remember this man like arguing with my dad, and then I lost all respect for my dad. So the lesson is, Dad, if you're gonna do that, talk to the manager before I show up, because I could tell that there was disagreement going on, and you don't want that.
So awkward, the miscommunication.
Yeah, miscommunication. So I learned not to steal from getting hit so hard.
Okay.
But I also learned that my dad wasn't the man all the time.
Wow.
That sometimes Dad was a human being.
All right, you know what, Mr. McDonald, I think you are the man though, because this French 75 slaps.
Yeah, slaps like your spankings. Amen.
Ew.
So wait, so let's talk about this. How you were raised? Would you raise your kids similarly? Because you said that you wouldn't spank them.
Yeah,
you would instead put them in timeout.
Yeah, I would put them in timeout, which my parents did that a lot, like a lot of grounding, like you don't get this for whatever.
Yeah.
I think so. Like my parents did a really good job. Like me and my siblings are so close, and I think that's for 2 reasons. Number one, my parents really prioritized family. Like we would eat, dinner as a family every single night, no matter what. We were all in sports and stuff, and no matter what, we'd come together and have dinner as a family. They would always be like, you have to watch out for your siblings. Like, they're your best friends. They're there for you. And my siblings fought a good amount, but not too much. Like, we're all, like, super close.
Yeah. It's kind of creepy.
So I like that. The other reason I think we're all close is because of my parents are crazy. like genuinely crazy. And we would have sibling meetings, and all 5 of us would go into a room and like lock it, and we would just talk about how crazy our parents are. Like, dude, mom and dad are crazy.
Oh, nice.
So that bonded us.
Yeah.
So overall, I think the best thing about my childhood was how much my family or my parents prioritized family.
Yeah.
So I would like incorporate that aspect. Maybe be a little bit crazy so the kids could have to go together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your favorite thing about childhood was talking shit about your parents behind their backs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But just me and my siblings are so close. Like, you know, family vacations were so fun. We would play sports together in high school. We went to a small private school. So, like, all 4 of the siblings were in high school at the same time, and we, like, played all the same sports. Like, we were just, like, best friends. It was awesome. And then I'm trying to think of, like, what my parents... I don't honestly know how to raise a child. I mean, they were just...
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to raise a child.
I know. So I'm like, they were chill.
Yeah.
Like, I was raised like Christian, but we didn't go to church like all the time, kind of thing.
Would you raise your children Christian?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I know. Juicy topic.
Juicy topic, yeah.
I don't think I would like push it. No.
You wouldn't?
No.
I would.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, Randall?
Yeah, I actually would. And I had a bad experience with the church. But I would make my kids go through the same thing so that they come out just like me.
What did you do? You went to church once a week?
Yeah, sometimes twice a week. My parents really did think I was going to be a pastor. So...
they like really try to...
Yeah, and so I would study the word. And then I started having questions about the word. And it immediately became like, what did we do?
What is happening?
Yeah. Oh no, this
huge crisis.
This kid's smart. Yeah, I thought I was God at like age 12, and they were like, "Oh no, what have we done?"
I saw that about middle children or number 2s. They would like question everything.
I would question everything, including the existence of God. But I want my kids to go through the same thing, because educate. I think I might be making this up. I was a stupid kid, even though I had so much pressure to be a smart kid. It's self-learn. It's self-taught. You have to realize it yourself. And so in order to come out on the other side, they've got to learn themselves. I can't teach it. I can't teach them what I believe. They got to like figure it out themselves. And so the way to do that is to cram religion down their throats and spank them as hard as I can until shits and giggles get with it.
Until shits and giggles. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I really genuinely don't know how I want to raise my kids. I mean, and obviously my parents had no idea what the heck they were doing either. So,
yeah.
You know.
How many kids do you want?
Oh, that's a good question. So I think I'm just going to say this a million freaking times, how much I love my siblings. So I definitely want more than one. Mm-hmm. 5 seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like thinking of how much money my parents have spent and how many rooms I've had to share. I'm like, I do not.
They say the average kid costs $1 million.
Yeah, I've heard that.
To raise.
I'm like, no wonder we're in so much debt.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
I think, so what I've realized I really like about my family dynamic is like how close we are in age, which you guys are too. Mm-hmm. We're like all within less than a year and a half apart between me and all my siblings. So I think like having 3 kids back to back would be cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that those 3 are like the same age. They can go through like middle school and like or high school together and just be kind of like best friends. But also you can't force that because my ex was a family of 4 and they weren't like super close. So I don't know.
This is a thing that I wanted to talk about is who you date and where their birth order goes. So where was your ex? Where was he?
He was a firstborn.
He was a firstborn. And see,
out of 4, yeah.
I dated a lot of lastborns or only childs who are firstborn / and I think that's because I like to be bossed around a little bit.
Same.
Yeah.
I was thinking that I need someone to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I
don't know what to do. Yeah. All I want to do is make you happy, so I need someone to be mad at me.
I need someone to fight with me.
Yeah, I need someone who's always going to be disappointed in me so that I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah. No, I think I'm the same way. I think I would be best with like a firstborn. I don't know about a youngest. I've always dated like firstborns or like only children or like one of 2 or something. But yeah, I really need someone to be like, Susie, get your shit together. Because otherwise I just am a little free bird that's happy and chirping around.
But see, I like that about me.
Yeah.
I'm a little free bird that just chirps around.
I know, but you think in a serious relationship you would want like a firstborn, right?
I don't know.
Or you're just saying in past that's what it's been.
Yeah, in past it's been that, but it's really not been good.
Really? Well, I mean, I guess there's a reason we're single, right?
Well, yeah. Because I've noticed about myself is that I try to make the other person happy. And so I try to be the person that I think they want me to be because they are so bossy and know what they are. And then like a year into the relationship, I start changing and they go, what's happening? This isn't the guy that I was with. And I was like, yeah, because the guy that I was at the beginning of the relationship was not me.
Yeah.
I was putting on a show.
And I can't do the show anymore.
And now I can't do the show anymore. And I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I went through the same thing, and I've kind of mentioned this with my ex too. Like when we broke up, I feel like I've become such a different person. And I feel like there was a lot of parts of me that I was suppressing. So I don't know. I think it all just comes with experience, and I'll find someone I vibe with. But it is hard because I like the idea of having someone who pushes me to do things, but at the same time I am a people pleaser too, and I do the same thing. Like I definitely change who I am for someone because the second an issue comes up, I'm like, okay, I'll change.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna try and fix this.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you're hating yourself.
Yeah.
So.
See, and I think I've changed too. I don't think I'm like that anymore. I think I know who I am, and I think I freaking own it, and I'm not changing anymore. I think I had like an enlightenment.
Dude, freaking give me a high five.
Okay. Why am I giving you a high five?
Because you know who you are now.
I do know who I am.
It.
Yeah, and I'm not changing it anymore. Now that's easy for me to say now because I'm not in a relationship with a bossy boss head. But
your poor ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, poor her for dating a guy who didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
Like that's some weak ass shit.
So what do you think? You think you're gonna date another bossy boss head? And then
maybe, and then I'll change who I am.
Yeah, you change who you are.
But you know what? You know who I am? I am whoever I say I am.
What?
I am a middle child.
Oh,
you know what my drama teacher told me once?
What?
And I love this. And I think about this all the time. He said, Randall, you got to be yourself, no matter how many people that is. And I freaking love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is so good for you.
Yeah, that is so good for me because I have schizophrenic and personality disorders, and I think that really matches who I am.
It really does.
Yeah.
You at your worst or you at your best.
I'm a little bit of everyone.
Yeah, and you just got to own it.
Yeah. You just got to own it. You got to take what you... See, this is what I do, and I think you do this too. I mirror people.
Oh,
so
100%.
I take little things that they do and then I do it back to them and they're like, wow, I really like this guy. And it's like, yeah, because you like yourself. I'm just doing you to you.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know when people always say you are like who you hang out with?
Mm-hmm.
I found that like just looking back at certain aspects of my life, so true.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, of course I was a depressed druggie in high school. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, of course I was a nobody.
Of course I was a nobody. Did you see who I was hanging out with?
Yeah, I was hanging out with nobody. I had no friends.
Hey, zero friends.
Yeah.
No, I do the same thing though, especially to get like subconsciously I do it when I'm in a group setting. I kind of act how everyone else is acting.
Oh yeah.
Which could be good or bad.
Yeah, depending on what everyone's doing.
Yeah,
if everyone's beating up a small child, that's not good. That's not good to join in.
But recently though, I would say I'm less like that. Like, I'm more consistently myself because of quarantine. I genuinely haven't hung out with people.
Right.
And I've, like, had time to develop, like, okay, no, this is who I am. These are my values. This is what I want to portray in, like, a group setting. And I've kept it, like, consistent, which I think has made me happier and, like, more content with who I am versus in the past I definitely did have that type of identity crisis of who the heck am I?
Right.
You know, I feel like all these different people. These people don't like me because I'm acting like these people. And then now I'm like, you know, fuck it. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm way happier now. So
good. And that's all that matters.
I mean, do you feel that way too, though? Because it seems like you've kind of found yourself more.
100%. I think that quarantine, and this would be an interesting study, has been more beneficial to secondborns than any other borns.
Probably.
Yeah. Because I think firstborns kind of paved the way anyways.
Yeah.
It
did probably didn't stop them much.
Yeah.
They still had
And
their
then
path.
and then babies are babies.
They probably.
Yeah,
I feel like the lastborns probably had it the worst.
Yeah, probably they didn't know really how to be alone. But I think secondborns or middle childs are always alone, and so it was good for them to finally be alone and to find themselves.
Right, and to process it. Yeah, because I was always so focused on what people thought of me, all of my friends. I was such a people pleaser. Yeah, so I would like say yes to every single friend who asked to hang out before quarantine, and then when quarantine happened, I was like, I can't quarantine.
Yeah.
And then I was able to find myself.
Yeah. And that's really what every journey in life is to find yourself. Have I told you how I'm going to raise my kids? Like for reals?
No.
Okay.
Go.
So this is real. I'm going to go and rent out a home from 1960s. Out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Out in the middle of nowhere. Now this will just be shits. This is before Giggles is born. And
are you making a cult?
No, I'm not making a cult.
Okay.
So me and Shits are going to be living together.
Are you going to have a wife?
Obviously, he doesn't know his mother. Yeah, his mother's gone. That's a good way to start any good origin story of a hero.
Right.
And my child is going to be a hero named Shits. And so we're going to start. We don't talk about his mother because it's tragic what happened to her.
Oh my gosh.
She's too bossy. And she's still with us. She's just on the farm somewhere. And
what?
So
so sad.
I'm with this kid and it's the 1960s and I raise him like it's the 1960s. He's homeschooled. I play old news footage of what's going on in the 1960s. And
you're literally a terrible
there's nobody else around. And so little Shits and I, we just, we live our lives like this. Now when he's around 8 or 9 years old, I'm going to start building a time machine in my garage. I'm going to tell him, don't worry, this is daddy's work. And I will start building this time machine.
I knew you were going to do this.
And then when he's around 9 or 10 years old, the time machine's going to work and we're going to be transported to the year 2027 or whenever I have this kid, 2030. And then I'm going to be like, you can't tell anyone that we're from the past. we can't tell anybody. And then he's like, okay. And then that's it. And we live in that reality and we don't talk about it, about going back. And in his head, he just thinks that he is from the year 1960 and his dad built a time machine and it worked.
Time traveled literally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he has to deal with that.
70 years.
And then what I imagine is when he's like 17 or 18, he's not going to be able to keep a secret because he's a child.
Yeah, he's going to tell his best friends in high school or whatever.
Yeah, he's going to tell the girl that he loves. He's going to be like, I have something I have to tell you. And she's going to think he's going to say, I love you or something. And what he says is, I'm from the past. I'm from 1960. My dad built a time machine. And that girl's going to think he's nuts. And then he's going to go home crying. And I'm going to be like, son, I lied to you. And the lesson learned is the people closest to you are going to hurt you the most. He's going to be like, what the hell? And then I'm going to be like, also, you have a little baby sister named Giggles.
Also, you have a mom and a baby sister.
Yeah, your mom. Yeah, your mom's not dead. She just
was just living.
She's very mad at me because we went missing for a few years.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's how I'm raising him, and I'm spanking him in front of people, and I'm training him to be a pastor.
Your mind is a whole nother place.
Yeah, but imagine how interesting that kid's gonna be.
No, it's just so weird.
The whole point.
I really feel like I can't process. It's hilarious.
It's not abuse.
You're funny.
It's not abuse because he's gonna love me because I'm gonna get him everything he wants. I'm gonna.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think. Like he probably will hate you. You literally cannot leave that house.
And he needs to. He needs to hate me for a little bit.
You literally cannot leave that house.
Yeah.
Without going into the real life.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a farm, so he's gonna think.
He's gonna go crazy.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's 10. He's not gonna know.
Oh my gosh.
When you were 10, I didn't know about the real world, really.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's my dream, and that's what's going to happen.
I have no words. Let's move on. Randall, I think you're hilarious. Next question.
And my kid's going to laugh about it eventually.
I know. It's funny and...
It's not abuse.
You keep saying that. It's not abuse.
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 It's an interesting way to grow up.
It is.
Yeah.
And it is... That would only happen to your child.
Yeah. Why would anybody
I'm
expect
just excited
anything
you
less?
to find like a weird wife who's totally down for this and is like, yeah, that's hilarious. I'll watch giggles while you go do this for a few years.
Yeah, who do you think do you think my wife would have to be a last-born, firstborn, or middle child?
She'd have to
be a middle child, yeah.
100%
Yeah,
a middle child.
because she'd have to go with it. She'd
Yeah.
be like, yeah, this is a great idea. And she really doesn't think so, but
Yeah, she'd be
too
like,
late
okay, go
because
ahead and
I'm
do
an
whatever
alpha
you
male
want.
now.
You guys are both people pleasers, so you're going to be like, I really want this. She'd be like, okay,
Yeah,
if you want.
I guess. And I was like, but you can't be here for
Yeah.
8 years.
And you can't be mad at me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'm getting a divorce. And then I spank her, and she likes it. And she goes, immediately, I'll pay my rent.
Immediately,
Yeah.
I'll pay my rent.
Yeah, because if you like something, you pay your rent immediately.
Wow, this like took a turn.
Did it?
This podcast episode?
You know what? I have a weird trend. Have you ever heard of the movie Good Luck Chuck? I've noticed
No.
this. Good Luck Chuck, it's a movie with Dan Cook, and in it, whoever he sleeps with, the next person that girl gets with, she'll marry. It's the love of her life.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
And so all these girls start to figure out that if they sleep with Chuck they'll find their true love. So
Yeah.
all these girls start sleeping with him. Plot of the movie is he starts to actually fall in love with a girl, so he doesn't want to sleep with her because he doesn't want her to leave him.
Oh.
And it's a cute movie. But anyways, I found out that I do this with girls, but with kids.
What?
So my first girlfriend, after me, she had a kid with another dude.
Oh.
And then my second girlfriend, after me, had a kid with another dude.
Weird.
And my third girlfriend, she's in another relationship right now.
They're probably gonna have a kid.
Probably a little baby on the way.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel like I don't got it.
I know. Well, and you're getting so I feel like that makes more sense for you too, because what are you, 26?
I'm 26.
Yeah, so all of your exes around that age, which is I feel like is pretty normal for women to want to start having kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, Randall, you were fun.
Yeah.
Genuinely. But I'm gonna go settle down.
Yeah,
with this
I need
guy.
to have a real life. So if there's any women out there who want to have kids, I'm right here.
Just know he'll leave you
Yeah.
for 10 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, if you want to have kids, you have sex with me, and then the next guy that you are with.
Oh,
You'll have kids with.
I see what you mean.
Hopefully. Otherwise, yeah, if you have a kid with me, I'm taking it, and we're going back to 1960.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
You're calling yourself Chuck in this situation.
Yeah.
Got it.
Here's an interesting fact about
Whoa.
birth order that I just want to spit out there.
Go.
Is most presidents were second born.
No way.
More than any other birth order. Yeah, like 14 presidents.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are born to be presidents.
Exactly. And that
Susi
makes sense.
and Randall.
That makes sense
We
because
could be
like
president and vice president.
yeah, we could. I'll be vice president.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Duh.
Yeah, you don't want to have me with the nuclear codes.
Wait, what did you say? That makes sense.
It makes sense because first off, politicians just are kind of like they compromise all the time. Like they don't really have any values. They're like, yeah, I'll do whatever gets me elected, which is what second-borns do. Mm-hmm. They also have to be like the peacemaker between the Senate and the House.
Yeah.
And kind of like meld everything together, and also they're easy to talk to, and
they're sexy as hell.
Yeah, and they're so sexy. Yeah.
They're so sexy.
Yeah, they're so sexy.
So there you go.
So there you go.
There's so many more family topics we could go into, like specific fights or times we both have probably been lost. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah,
in our
being
family.
forgotten.
Yeah, being forgotten. Like, or physically lost. Have you ever been physically lost?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have multiple times.
Yeah, again, another.
You're like, my parents knew where we were.
Do you know what this is? This is the reason why you're talking bad about your parents is because that's what you do with your siblings. You guys said that you guys would go in a room and just shit talk them.
We literally would. My parents would know too. They're like, oh, we would call it a kids meeting. We would all look at each other like kids meeting. And we would all go into my older brother's room. We would sit, like, a few of us just laid across the bed, other ones on the, like, floor. And we were just like, dude, mom and dad are crazy.
You guys should have started recording. You could have had a podcast.
We should have. It was hilarious.
Called Their Parents Are Crazy.
About the most, like, randomest things, too. Like, nothing crazy would happen. You know, we would just look at each other like kids meeting. And we would just go and we would lock the door. We would, like, see my parents try and listen. We'd be like, leave.
Yeah. Leave. We're trying to talk shit.
We're trying to talk shit about you. Leave.
We had like a sibling code. We actually had like a journal, really? And it was like rules. And if you broke the rules, and we could punish you.
Oh my gosh.
Not like harsh, but just like.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah. No, it was kind of harsh.
We kind of had that too, like blackmail, kind of.
Yeah, it was like
we
don't
never
tattle
told on
me.
each other.
Yeah. Except that only happened to me. I was the one who never told on anyone, and then I'd get in trouble, and I'd be like, yeah, but at least I followed the sibling code. And then if I did something wrong, which was hardly ever, my siblings would be like, yeah, Randall did this.
Oh my gosh. You're like, guys.
Am I the only one who follows the rules?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
You follow your parents' rules and the sibling rules.
And the sibling rules, and I get screwed on both. You should have known that was
coming, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? That's okay. Because I just wanted to make everyone happy.
I know, that's all we want in life.
That's all we want.
Me both. We just want to make people happy.
And that's what we do in this podcast, is to make our listeners happy.
Hopefully we made you guys happy today.
Yeah. Regardless of your birth order, you are who you are.
And own it.
And own it.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that is the most important thing.
Do you want to end this? Do you want
me to
end this?
Let's freaking end this. Let's stop this right now.
I ran out of my drink. I need another one.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. If you made it this far, send us podcast suggestions or, any type of drink suggestions. I know I'm behind on posting our drink tutorials, but I will get them up, I promise.
Gosh, yeah.
A girl's been busy.
Yeah, she's actually very busy. She's
I'm so busy.
Doing all this nursing stuff and being awesome and overachieving and stuff that firstborns actually do. And she's, you're doing great.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm trying. But, yeah, I'll post the drink tutorials. But follow us on our Instagram. Send drink recommendations, podcast recommendations. Give this podcast 5 stars. People have been doing it. We have, 50 reviews. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I was reading them the other day and, kind of crying. It was a lot.
Wow.
But, yeah, you guys are great. So, thanks for listening.
Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next week.
Love you so much.